Bruce Goldberg Live is brought to you by Product Name, the name behind the product behind the name. Live and on relay stations throughout the world, you're watching Bruce Goldberg Live with special guests tonight. We haven't announced them yet, but anyway, this is live and we're doing it right now. So give a nice big round of applause for Bruce Goldberg. Nurse. Hey, hey, it's Bruce Goldberg up late and live tonight. Don't you just love how the audience just suddenly just stops? Yes, we're doing it live all over your eardrums. It's better off than being dead, right? Goldberg Live, up late with you on a Friday night. So what are you up to tonight, folks? We're doing this live right across the world, actually, tonight. We're doing this via YouTube, Twitch, Facebook. Where else are we doing this live? I don't know, Real Stream, whatever. We're doing it everywhere. More places than a pigeon poos. There you go. And that's a lot of places. That is a ton of places. Anyway, what's on your mind, people of the East and people out there in the internet world of the way we live? What's been going on in your neck of the woods? If you have anything to say, just type it in the little box below. And we'd love to hear from you. Just type it in that little box that appears. You might want to say hi or what's on your mind, or you could be saying anything at all. I don't care. You can ask me a question. It's Friday Night Live, up late, doing it because, well, why the heck not? No one else is going to bloody well do it, are they? So I thought I'd do it. Anyway, I'm in Australia if you're watching us from overseas. Sydney, Australia. This is an Australian accent. We're near what's called a famous, well, supposedly a famous beach down the road called Bondi Beach. And that's where we are right now in Australia at night time at about, it's about 5 to 11, somewhere around there. So if you've got anything on your mind from anywhere in the world, just type it in that little box below and let's hear from you. Well, what an interesting week it's been for me. I've been a very busy guy this week. I've been working my little butt off. I've been busy. And it looks like a lot of people have been busy out there in the eastern suburbs with crowding outside pubs, possibly spreading corona. Well, risking it anyway. So, you know, why would you allow a crowd like that to be crowded outside the front of the Sheaf at Double Bay, the Golden Sheaf? Hello, Nikki. Welcome to the show. Welcome to you. I mean, the Sheaf is busy on Wednesday nights anyway. It's always been busy on Wednesday nights. It's kiddies' night. You know what I mean. Pick up a granny, pick up a grandpa. You know what I'm saying. It's mainly high school and uni students that are over the age of 18 that go there. You would hope so anyway. But no, I don't see anyone over the age of 23 that goes there anyway. You'd feel like a grandpa if you did. So they've been fined. It's just been announced $5,500, which is not a huge amount of money in the big scheme of things for the Sheaf. I mean, it's like chump change, really, isn't it? I mean, it's ridiculously low. They should have been billed a lot more than that. But anyway, they're getting punished that way, and they're taking it very seriously. So next week, they're going to have some massive changes going on with this queuing up on a Wednesday night. I don't know how they're going to do it. Because, you know, I've seen queues going all the way up New South Head Road towards Edgecliff train station. I mean, crossing the lights there where, what's the name of that thing on the corner there where Rifkin used to have his office there? Epping Road, that's what it is. Epping Road at Double Bay. Past that, going all the way up the street, up the S-Bends, going up towards Edgecliff train station. So, I don't know how they're going to police that. I really don't. They're going to have a nightmare on their hands. But anyway, if you just joined us, this is Goldberg Up Late. I'm Goldberg and you're not. And that might be a good thing. It could be worse, though. You could be in Melbourne. You could be locked in Melbourne, lockdown in Victoria. Do you think it's going to spread here to New South Wales again? Do you think Sydney's going to go into lockdown again? I'd love to hear what you have to say. Just chat in the window. Type in the little window below there, and let's hear what you have to say, folks. This is all about you guys. I only can go on what you're saying, basically, and what you're typing. Just type it away. You might want to say hi or plug your business or make a little comment. Or there's no point sitting on the fence. Join in. Have a bit of fun with us. It's Friday night. It's Friday night and this is live and, anything can happen. These shows, usually something does happen. Something comes through, news. Has anyone seen the Harris Farm building now? What it looks like without the scaffolding on it? It's looking really good. It's got plants in the front of the blocks of units there, and there were cleaners there the other day, and it's looking good. And I would say Harris is going to be moving in within the next few weeks with a shop fit out. I would see that. They've got a security guard there at night time too, who sits where the Harris Farm is actually going to go, and he sits there on his computer. I've seen him at night time. You can't miss it. You can't miss it at all. G'day, Ronnie. How are you? Good to have you on board. G'day, Karen. Hello to you too. Welcome on board. The crazy Friday night late edition of Goldberg live from the Manor. Goldberg. This is Goldberg Manor, and it's by invitation only. But it could be worse. You could accidentally stumble across this manor, and one of the butlers would show you the door, I suppose. I don't know. It's happened. It has happened before. It has. So if there's anything on your mind, folks, what have you been up to? Ronnie, Karen, Nikki, anyone else watching this from all over the world? We're broadcasting this live from Sydney, the eastern suburbs of Sydney, actually, it's called, in Australia. And we're going out through Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, anything and everything. I think we're going out via Mars as well. I don't know. Anyway, we're going out through a lot of different streams at once here. Thanks to Realstream. I gave them a free plug. There you go. Ronnie says, busy in Strata Land. Oh, that's good. That's good to know. Karen asks, any update on the old Caltex? No, still nothing on the old Caltex. It's sitting there at the moment. I'm not sure about this, but I think, and I read somewhere, that they've got to let it settle for a while before they can dig. Because can you imagine how much petrol and oil has leaked into that soil over all those decades that Caltex has been there? And I remember it being in there in the early 70s when I walked along from Rose Bay Kindy and went there with my mum to get a drink, like a Coke or a Sunny Boy or whatever back in those days. So I don't know. I mean, there's still no application from Woolworths because I've been checking, and my sources have been checking for me too. So there's still nothing there, Karen. Still nothing going on. I'm very curious to see what happens, but it's definitely going to be a Woolworths. I'm pretty sure of it. You can bet your money on it. Ronnie says, taking in new buildings and new staff members. Oh, that's good. There you go. If you need a good strata manager, I can personally recommend, and I won't explain why, but I can personally recommend and be honest with you that Ronnie is a great strata manager. So if you need a new strata manager without any attitude, because a lot of them are arrogant, you want someone down to earth, I'm telling you now, and I can tell you this from experience, go with Ronnie. You can't get better. I'm being honest with you, seriously. And I can tell you that from experience, personal experience. Okay, and I'm not just saying it because he's my mate. I'm being honest. I wouldn't say it otherwise. I'd just keep my mouth shut about it, But he is a good strata manager, down to earth, and he listens and he gets the job done. That's the trick of being a good strata manager, and it grows the business, you see. Karen says, I am busy in elevator land too. Lots of ups and downs. Oh, Karen. Say hello to Mr. Sussman for me, will you? Say hello to him for me. Ronnie, call me if you need help with the lifts. Okay. Yes, Ronnie, amazing. Yeah, Ronnie is amazing. He is a good guy too. Are you still got your motorbikes, Ronnie? Are you still in the bike clubs and everything? The Ducatis and all that sort of stuff that you were into? Yeah, we've got to catch up, Karen. I said this last week, but we have to. I've had a very busy week this week. But Karen, seriously, your partner, myself, and you, the three of us need to catch up for a coffee or some lunch or something. And Ronnie, you can come too if you want. So yeah, the three of us should catch up, or four of us should catch up soon. It was by chance. He recognized me. I mean, he came up to me and I thought, oh no, I'm going to get abused again by someone because of all that crap that was going on with the defamation shit. And no, didn't happen this time. It was a pleasant one. I was pleasantly surprised. There you go. Because I was getting ready for, the usual abuse that I've been copying. But no, it's been good recently. It's been good. Haven't been copying as much abuse, which is good. A good thing. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, just Google my name. You'll see it in the newspapers. And depending on what you believe and what you read, well, But the main thing is I won. And a certain person's going to be up for a lot of money. And yeah, a few things happened this week about all that too, which I won't go into detail about and bore everybody about, but she should pay up and move on with her life. She can run, but she can't hide. And that's all I'm going to say. I'll leave the rest up to your imaginations. And that's factual what I'm saying to you. She can run, but she can't hide. Ronnie says, okay, lock it in. Sounds like a game show, doesn't it? Lock it in, Eddie. Lock it in. Okay, well, you tell us what days you guys can make it. Just PM me. Karen and Ronnie, just PM me, mate. We'll talk on PM about that off air here so no one knows what we're up to because, it's just better that way. So I'll wait to hear from you guys and we'll organise something, the four of us. What else is going on in your neck of the woods, people of the East, or anywhere out there in internet world? And if you're watching us from overseas, which I know a few of you are, this is live from Sydney, Australia. And I've got an Australian accent. And it's, what's the time here in Australia? It's 3 past 11. There you go, 3 past 11 at night. At night, not during the day. But I've got the balcony lights on here in Goldberg Manor, so that's why you might think it's day, but it's just the balcony lights that we have on for the camera here. Although we're still getting the fuzzy look. I don't know why. We've been trying to work this out for ages, but, we might change cameras. That's the more logical way to do this. So what else did I notice during the week? There's a lot of vacant shops around. Oh, man, there's so many vacant shops around. It's just getting worse out there. Karen says the Melbourne COVID story is scary. Let me just move something out their way. Hope it does not come to I reckon, you know what? I reckon it's going to happen again in New South Wales. They should have closed that border weeks ago. They should have closed that. They were too slow. And I really hope it doesn't happen, but I've got a feeling it's going to happen. We're going to have a rush on toilet paper again and food and everything else. And I reckon that's what's going to happen because they've already detected in Albury-Wodonga, and I've stayed in Albury-Wodonga. So let me explain to those people that don't know. Albury-Wodonga is a twin town, and Albury is on the New South Wales side, and Wodonga is on the Victorian side. And there's a river that separates the two, and you go over a little bridge. This is before they made the big bypass. I've stayed there. I know the two towns pretty well, because I go to Melbourne quite a bit. And it has snuck over the border into Albury, which is New South Wales. Okay? Now, there's also been an outbreak. Where was that? It was in the papers about this somewhere in was it southwest of Sydney? 2 people went somewhere with it. Oh, somewhere or other. I can't remember off the top of my head. Yeah, I hope not too, Karen, but unfortunately, it sounds like it might possibly spread. Jason says, first time watching live, what's the usual plot each week? Jason, it's just a show about BS, really. I mean, we have everything from, this nurse to this. See, it's a show about absolutely crap, really. I mean, we just talk about all the local stuff going on and news from overseas or plugging your business or whatever. That's what this show's all about. We just do it because, hey, why not? Why not? We just do it because we want to read those rude things all over again. Kusula, that's right, down southwest. That's right, Kusula, I read somewhere. Yeah, it is Kusula. I think it was Kusula, yeah. That's where the outbreak was, with 2 people. The rest have been in quarantine, but there was a Jetstar plane that flew into Sydney from Melbourne that wasn't even checked because they were too busy checking another Jetstar plane. And Jetstar is owned by Qantas, as most people would already, or not everyone knows, but Qantas owns Jetstar. It's just their cheaper version of the same thing to get from A to B. Hello, Cameron Gonzalez. First time. Hi, great to have you on board. This is live from Goldberg Manor. I'm Bruce Goldberg, and you're not. So I'm just welcoming you officially to our lovely broadcast. Lovely broadcast. We have all different funny things happening here. We have segments, we have jokes, dad jokes, we have all sorts of things. We have Lizzie sometimes from the UK that rings in, but I haven't got the phones on tonight because you could ring in. It becomes like a talkback show, but I haven't got that up and going tonight. I don't know why. Just been too busy. I've just been very, very busy. I've got a new business I'm launching, and this has been going on for 8 months in development, and we're launching in August. That's all I'm going to say what it is. I'm not going to say what it is yet. It is internet-based, and it's not a shop, okay? So watch this space. Ronnie, I think you're going to maybe use this service. I hope you all use the service, but you have to wait and see what it is. Who knows? It could be anything. The new building on New South Head Road where the Thai used to be and the other old petrol station. What shops? Yeah, that's really finishing off now as well. That's I don't know. I think they're just up for lease. They're up for lease there, and basically, it's nearly finished, that block of units there. I don't know what shops. I don't think there's anything for lease there. But something very interesting I noticed this week was 809 on Dover Road has been Dover and New South Head Road have been showing their premises to people, and it's now appeared, shock horror, all of a sudden in realestate.com.au for lease this week. Gee, it took them long enough. What have they been doing? But it's been very interesting, some of the people I've been hearing about that have been going through there. Very interesting. From big chain places, I won't mention who, because I've been sworn to secrecy. There's no guarantee they've got it anyway. We're going to take it anyway. To other little places. But one thing is for sure, the rent. They won't budge on the rent. The rent's like $5-something grand a week, as far as I know. I mean, you got to look upon it also from the owner's point of view. If they budge on that rent and they go to sell their property, the first thing the new buyer prospective buyer is going to say is how much you're making on the rent. So it reduces what the value of that property is worth if they lower the rent. And that's why they're holding off. They prefer to have it empty than to reduce the value of their property they've bought. But, it is overpriced at the moment. But who knows? But there's a lot of places for lease. Lots and lots and lots. I counted the other night. Just in Rose Bay alone, I think there was don't hold me to this exact number, but I think there was about 6 or 7 around that figure, which on one strip. That's quite a lot of shops. Echo Down Under's gone, and the place where Society used to be, that's still up for lease as well, right opposite where Echo Down Under was. There's a whole stack of things going on. And that new building where ANZ was, they want a restaurant on the bottom there. I don't know how that's going to work because you can't park anywhere there. There's no foot trade there. It's a dead spot. Good luck with that. You'd have to have something amazing to pull a crowd there. Good luck. Jason Dean Kanowitz says webcam models. Well, we do have the diarrhea dancers. They're in that little room over there. We do have the butlers and the diarrhea dancers. If you don't know what the diarrhea dancers are, let me just give you a quick sample. I won't play the whole thing. I'm just going to just play it so he understands what the hell's going on here. Where are we? Diarrhea dancers, where are you? I can't see them. I don't think we've got them anymore. Did we get rid of the diarrhea dancers? Look, I mean, we've had so many segments on here, from activewear dancing, singing, to dogs complaining, to all sorts of weird and wonderful things. As in your new business that you're launching, oh, I see. Yeah. Okay, so what you got to realize here, Jason, is that there's a delay. By the time I say something, there's about a minute until you hear it. You're a minute behind me. So, yeah. Okay. Yeah. New internet models I'm launching. Yeah. Yeah. The Goldberg Angels. Yeah. They call me the Hugh Hefner of Rose Bay. No, I'm not the Hugh Hefner of Rose Bay. But yeah, it's an interesting thing, but we'll see what happens. I know one of my biggest competitors lives in the area. That's the funniest part of it all. That will be interesting to see what happens there. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. Anyway, may the best man win, as they say. What's going between Bake Bar and Nail Bar? Someone said a sushi place a while back. Yeah, I heard that too. I heard the Pitamix guys were doing a sushi bar. Maybe it was a joke. I don't know. But it has been quite a while, and it's a very small premises, so it can't surely take that long to do a shop fit out, unless they haven't got council approval and they're still waiting for it. I don't think the council would take that long, though, to approve that, surely. Yeah, that's been a while. That's been a long, long while. Look, we've got a lot of shops vacant at the moment. We've even got the old Thai, what was it called? Thai Secret Garden. Remember that? But below the retirement village? That's still for lease. It's just whitened out. They've whitened out the windows now. What have they done? Given up on it? You don't do that. You put a big for lease sign in the front. And there's just so many places that are just on the knife's edge. And I was told there is one which, as soon as this JobKeeper thing's finished, they're gone. And I don't know if that's true or not, but it's a pretty reliable source who's told me. So I get all my information from you guys. We've got, 4,000 members here. We've got over 4,000 members. We've got, whatever it is. You're all the eyes and ears of what's going on. I'm just the person that delivers the message. All from you guys. And I know who the reliable sources are. And they contact me regularly and I contact them. And that's how I get all my information. There's no other way. Absolutely no other way to get it. Because people ask, I even got asked today by somebody, how do you get all that information so quickly? It's you guys, the members, that tell me. That's all. I'm just the piano player. I just play that piano, baby. I played in middle C, by the way. Who else is saying something here? Carmen says, I hope we don't go into lockdown again here in Sydney. Yeah, well, I hope we don't either, but, be prepared if we do. I mean, second time's a lot easier because you know what to do. I actually bought a mask. I bought masks today because I had to with where I was going to. They insisted they turn up with a mask on. So I went to Bunnings at RB, Rose Bay, and they had them 10 for $10. And they're the blue ones. And they've got a little metal strip in them that you can shape into your nose. And they've got extra large just in case, the population around this area has got big noses, right? So they have extra large sizes just in case, I mean, you can never be too sure around here with that size of thing, Yeah. Anyway, moving right along. Then they had one there for just $5. I mean, that's crazy. Why would you pay $5 for one when you can get 10 for 10? That's insane. Anything else you want to say? Just type it in the box below. Karen says, I always wanted to know what the next to the nail place next door past a pantry and Domino's. Never seen anyone to go in or out abandoned. No, that used to be the Commonwealth Bank. Back in the 70s, that was the Commonwealth Bank before it moved to New South Head Road, and now it's a premises supposedly. It's that brown brick place, right? Yeah, it's a premises. People live there. It's a waste. It could be a shop. Could be renting it and getting commercial rent for it. But just along from there, the frame place, as I said weeks and weeks and weeks ago before the signs went up, is up for lease. And today I saw the signs up. So now it's official that frame shop is up for lease. I knew I was right with the source that I've got, because that source is never wrong. The frame shop unfortunately is going. It looks so dark. Yeah, we had a show about that. Like, it turned into this sort of thing with what is in that brown brick place. It's got bars on the windows at the top there, and it looks strange. But yeah, people were asking that years ago on this board. I remember clearly, and we had a conversation about it with this sort of show that we had without the video. So it's been around for a while, that question thing. Has anyone been up to... I mean, what do people think of Rose Bay Local, the new Coles? Coles Local, I should say, not Rose Bay Local. Coles Local. What do you think of it? I go up there. I think it's okay, you know. I mean, it's not overpriced. It's matching all the other Coles stores on price. And it's got some interesting things up there. Things that, like... How do you explain it? They're available in the bigger supermarkets than what that is, and what Woolworths doesn't have. So it's interesting. It's a very good concept. It looks a lot better to what it used to be, but they've still kept the King's Cinema entrance and everything. If you look up when you walk into the fruit area, you can still see that the whole King's. They've preserved the whole King's original facade up above you. You can see it like a banner, or the not the banner, but the balcony. That's it. The balcony where you would watch the movie from, I would imagine. But they've kept it pristine. You go have a look when you're in there next. Look up when you're in the fruit section, and you'll see it how it was, and you'll think, oh yeah, it's a cinema, and that's what they've done. That was part of the deal why the council allowed them to take over that property years ago when it first opened. They have lots of local shops produce for sale. Pasta pantry filled to full. Yeah, I saw that last night when I went there. Yeah, that poor guy that owns Pasta Pantry in Rose Bay is a very nice guy, actually. He always says hello to me when I walk past. I've been in there a few times. I mean, that's competing with him on the same item, basically, because it's from head office, the Pasta Pantry supplies from to Coles, as far as I know. I think that's a bit unfair to the guy on Old South Head Road. But basically, I haven't bought any Field to Fork stuff or Pasta Pantry stuff up there. I've just bought the usual stuff, nothing out of the ordinary fancy. I haven't had a macaroon. I'm not going to risk it eating what other people have touched. I haven't bought myself a dog treat to give myself. Sit, Bruce, sit. Good dog. And I haven't sliced any bread because I've got a thing called a knife. It's an amazing invention, the knife. It's this big long thing, and it slices, and it dices, and it chops. Yes, it does everything. We're a bit slow on that. We were a little bit slow on that, Boom Tish. Can we be a bit quicker next week on that? Thank you. We're warming up now, you see. We're getting all the jokes aside involved here. So basically, I don't know what else is so fantastic about it to make primetime news. I don't know. Maybe we're spoiled. I don't know. I don't know. I'd still like to go to Woolworths at Double Bay occasionally as well. If you got anything you want to say, folks, just put it in the box below. Somebody's sending me something here, a little photo or something in red. I don't know. We're doing this live from Sydney, Australia. It's 11:20 at night time. I don't know who's watching, but I can tell there are people from overseas watching. So hello to you from Australia. We do this occasionally on Friday nights, late night here. Anything goes on this show, really. Anything that just magically happen. I mean, I'm thinking of getting a puppet to sit just here next to me, and to interact with me, not with my hand or my mouth, but someone else. We're thinking of doing that at the moment. It might become a hey, it's Saturday or something gone wrong. I don't know. We're thinking of doing a whole lot of new little things to this show, but who knows? Who knows what's likely to happen? But if you've got anything you want to say, just type it in the box below. This is Friday up late, basically, live. So what are you guys doing tonight besides watching me? Haven't you got something better to do? Like twiddle your thumbs or, I don't know, count flies going up a wall or count grains of rice? Or go down to Bondi Beach and count how many grains of sand there is. Bet you no one's ever done that before. How would you do it, though? Think about it. How would you ever do that? I'm asking all my questions tonight. Did the Bondi Beach post office redevelop get ever approved? Oh, didn't even know it was getting redeveloped. I was down Hall Street the other day. It's been redeveloped. I didn't even notice. Didn't even notice, Karen. I didn't even know. Oh, okay. Don't know about that. I didn't see it anywhere. Don't know about that at all. But what I did notice, someone correct me if I'm wrong here, but on Bondi Road, where the Shell garage used to be back yonks ago, and that sat vacant, that lot for yonks, years and decades, they finally built some units. I couldn't believe it, because I was used to the deserted land that was there when they got rid of the Shell garage. And we're talking about a long time ago. We're talking about decades ago. They were going to make a Hungry Jack's there. And it fell through at the last minute on Bondi Road back in the 90s. There's going to be a Hungry Jack's drive-through there. Don't know what happened. I think it got approved, though, by council. I think it did. Come to think about it. I don't know what happened. It just fell through. I don't know. Just disappeared off the face of the earth, that idea. Yeah, there was a whole sign and protest, I think. Oh, okay. I don't know anything about it. No idea about it. If anyone does know anything about it, just type it in the box or type something in the box, whatever you want to say. Hi, or ask a question or whatever. What are your thoughts on those security guards in Melbourne who caused the big-ass outbreak to start up with again? Well, I think next time when they do their magic, they should use a condom and a face mask. That's what they should do. I mean, I was told today, gee, they're slow. Those boom tissues are really slow. We've got to have a meeting after this show about those boom tissues. They're just too slow. I was told today to make sure when I come to this certain place, I won't say where, I've got to wear a mask. So I said to them, "Is it okay if I bring my clown mask with me?" And they said no. And I said, "Well, what about a Frankenstein mask?" They didn't approve that either. It had to be one of these face mask things. I don't know. Anyway, I had to go out and buy one. Anyway, we'll buy a pack of 10. So there you go. Hi, Irina. Who's Irina? Have we got an Irina in our board? Have we? On our board. I didn't know that. Irina. Don't know any Irinas. Anything else happening, folks? Anything else? So what do you think about the Chief getting busted for what they did on Wednesday night? I mean, it hit the news everywhere. It was Australia-wide news. It's ridiculous. Totally ridiculous. Totally ridiculous. I think they may have misunderstood 7-star service. You mean, not 7-star service, you're talking about 69 service. That's what it was. That's what it had to have been. Dear oh dear. Dear oh dearie me. Has anyone been to that restaurant where Cosmo used to be? I think it's still called Cosmo, actually, but it's now like an oyster bar. I went there with a pretty well-known... Actually, Karen, you know this person. Very good friend of yours, too. And he's a very close friend of mine as well. And he's a close friend of yours. We went there just after it first opened. And you know what? We didn't like the menu. So we just had some Cokes, drinks that is, and we walked out and went to the sushi place near Bake Bar. So weren't impressed by the menu. Has anyone actually been there? It looks good though, the place. Has anyone tried any of the food there? Because I haven't. I'd like to know. I'd like to know what your thoughts are on it. Ha ha ha! Now we're speaking my language. Jason, you ain't heard nothing yet. You haven't heard nothing yet. Nothing. Zero. Nothing. I have a foul mouth. I've got a wild sense of humour, as most of the board members know, which keeps the board alive and fun without the ads. And that's why we're the biggest community board in the area. Others try, but they desert their boards when they give up, and it becomes one big spam fest with all these ads everywhere. I've seen one not long ago. I won't mention which one it is. It looks like she's given up on it. I was looking forward to competing with her. She's given up on it. She looks like she's walked away. She hardly ever is on it. It's full of ads now. Absolutely swamped with ads. And you don't even hear much from anyone other than just ads. Hey, there's a puppy party going on. Hey, there's a puppy party going on. I mean, Sam, come on, mate. Stop spamming all those damn community boards. It's too much. Seriously, he does a great job, Sam, as a vet. But seriously, prolific spammer. Prolific. Every board I go to, I mean, it doesn't get you more business. It makes you look like you're desperate for work. It really does. That's how it comes across. Sam, please. I know Sam. Sam, please give it a rest. Seriously, I'm sick of seeing it. And he tried it on our board, and I had to give it the boot because I'm sick of it. It's just too much. Way too much. But you're going to get these prolific spammers from all. I caught one the other day. It was from the North Shore, Northern Beaches. Shane, what was it? Shane's Trees or Cutting or something. He's from down Karilla or something, and another one from the Northern Beaches. What are they thinking? Really? Spend $1 and advertise on Facebook instead of hassling people on community boards when it says no ads, and they still do it. Why is Ronnie so quiet? He's probably tuning up his Ducati, I should say. Ducati. He's got a motorbike at Ducati, and he tunes it up during the night, and you can hear them revving it up at night. I can hear him from Goldberg Manor here. I mean, we're high up on a hill, so I can hear everything in the area going on. You know, sirens, motorbikes. You see the whole lot, or you hear the whole lot going on. I just go out onto the balcony here and I just hear everything, you know. Seriously, that's what he's doing. And Sam, if you're watching this, mate, you know, there's no other way to put a stop to you spamming all those boards than say it straight out to your face. I've tried to tell you stop, but you don't listen. Neighbours won't be happy. Well, look, you know what, Karen, they won't be, but it could be another sound that could be being made, which one of our moderators was complaining about, Nima. You probably saw my response to it. He's just chillaxing. There you go. Ronnie's just chillaxing. Okay. He's a hard worker, Ronnie. He's got a lot of stratas to look after, a lot of whinging people in blocks of units to satisfy. People that think they own the units and all they do is rent the unit and they try to take over in strata meetings. I've seen it all myself. It's great. It's funny. You know, it's fascinating. I was thinking this today, and I was having a chat with someone as well about it. You know, as a landlord, sometimes when a tenant has been in a certain place, even commercial, for a long time, they think they own the bloody place. They forget they're renting. It's like me renting a budget rent-a-car and thinking that I own it. No, I might have had it rented for years and years and years and years, but at the end of the day, it's still owned by budget. And these people sometimes lose the plot. They just don't realise that, hang on a minute, I'm only renting, I'm not owning. And they try to turn up to strata meetings. It's crazy. It's insane. I've seen it first-handedly, or telling me what to do, and I'm the landlord. And that's when we put the rent up on them, you see, because I don't need troublemakers. And the only way to get them out is put the rent up on them. They want to cause problems? Put the rent up on them. Simple. Isn't that right, Ronnie? That's what you do. I can tell you that from experience. Yeah. Anyway, anything else going on, Ronnie or Karen or anyone watching this tonight? We've got quite a few people watching, but there's a lot of fence sitters. Hello, Thomas. Thomas, the man. The body workout man. How's Dimitri going? Has he had his court case yet? Dimitri's the guy that was wearing the Speedos down at Bondi Beach that was arrested with the lockout laws. It was just ridiculous. That was just over the top. That was just insane. That is right, Ronnie. Yeah, people do think they own the place when they've been renting for so long. How about that poor guy who's got the dog and the laws changed and he can't keep the dog or something or other in Rose Bay? We need to help that guy. That's just unfair. They should they should grandfather that law in. And he's already had the dog there already. It's not as if he just got it and put it in there. He's already had it there. Use some common sense, people, and let him have the dog. I'm a big animal lover, as a lot of you know that already. Let him have the dog. We should name and shame the person that's opposing him continually about it. There's one individual that's doing it, I've been told. I don't know who it is, but we should name and shame them, make their life a misery. Let's see how they react then. I bet you they're not even an owner. I bet you they're just a renter that's saying it. It's very sad. It is. Pets are like your family. They are. They are. Colin what? Abbas Boo. Is he the victim or is he the troublemaker? Colin Abbas Boo. Which one's he, Ronnie? Are you're strata managing the block, are you? That block. Let's just see what Ronnie has to say. Pets are part of the family. That is true. That is true. He's in good hands with Danny Doff. Oh, Danny Doff's got it, has he? Okay. Well, if the Doffs have got it, something positive is going to come out of this. What's her name? The one that lives up in Queensland now. Belinda Doff, is it? Follows the Roosters. Belinda Doff. Used to be a real estate agent here. She lives up in Queensland. She's on our board. Yeah. Colin and... Oh, I see. The dog... Oh, the man and the dogs. Oh, okay. Colin and Boo. Okay. Now I get you. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah, they need to do... Something needs to be done. They've got to relocate the guy, Colin and Boo, or tell that troublemaker to shut the hell up. And we should all show our support behind Colin. We should all go and knock on that guy's door who's causing the problems. And there's power in numbers, as they say, folks. There's power in numbers. Think about it, power in numbers. Because we've got 4,500 people here. I'm sure if we call for some action to be taken, like a protest, we could get quite a few people out the front there and knocking on this person's door, not Colin's door, the troublemaker's door. We could do that. It wouldn't be any harm in doing that. Just tell them what we think. Politely. You can't do anything illegal. We want to be civil, right? So politely, we should just tell him, we're not happy about it. The residents of Rose Bay are not happy about it. There's been a lot of media coverage anyway about this. Lots of people, many bought pets during COVID and also adopted. There are so many puppies in our street. Yeah, that's right. Apparently some shelters empty, which is amazing. That is fantastic. Nothing worse than pets on death row. Yeah, that's in New South Wales. It's a different story in Melbourne, unfortunately. I won't go into it and upset everybody, but yeah, I'm not going to say too much. Let's just talk about New South Wales because it's upsetting, very upsetting, with what could be happening because of this damn COVID outbreak in Victoria. See, now, what I don't understand, hasn't been brought up yet. I don't know if anyone's missed it or whatever, but you've got COVID happening in Victoria, and they claim that things on cardboard and plastic that have got COVID or been infected by COVID last for weeks or days or whatever. So what happens when something gets shipped up, a parcel or a box or something gets shipped up from Victoria to New South Wales or any other state, and that could have COVID on it? Are we checking that? I don't think we could. It'd be logistically impossible if we could check on all those items getting shipped up every day. It'd just be too many. I mean, you got to remember that New South Wales and Victoria, like Melbourne and Sydney, are pretty much close to being on par with population. It's very close now. I think there's only a 100,000 people difference. Sydney being the bigger one of the two, but that won't be for too much longer. So, it makes you wonder with all those parcels and everything that goes back and forth, are we spreading it that way as well? It would not leave, okay? We don't have any pets at the moment, but the other day I left the gate open and next minute there was a black tabby cat sitting next to me on my sofa. Nearly had a heart attack. Oh, Karen, that's good luck, isn't it? Oh, that's bad luck, a black cat. Oh, look, consider it good luck. I consider that good luck. It knows who's going to look after it. There you go. Get your partner to take it for a lift ride up and down in the lift. Woo, that's probably what it was hanging around for. It likes to have some ups and downs. Anyway, look. Look, all these new pets, or dogs especially, obviously, because cats don't bark, but when the fireworks were going off the other night, you'd hear all these dogs going off their brains, all these new dogs. It was incredible. I love animals, but got a fright. Yeah, I would have too. It must have just snuck up and just said, oh, this house looks good. They'll feed me. They'll look after me here. I'll use them for my food and then disappear, stick my tongue up, my tail up in the air and just walk off with my bum up in the air, as cats do. Yeah. What a life, hey, to be a cat or a dog. You sit around all day, sleeping and stretching and everyone pampering you. And they've got it good. It's like Green Acres, isn't it? I mean, this has been a Filmo's presentation sort of stuff, It did exactly that. There you go. Because it knew it could. That's why. That's why it did it, Karen. It knew it could get away with it and get fussed over and fed, and you probably gave it some milk or something. I don't know. And it will come back now, too. It will come back and visit you again. It'll probably bring its friends over. Hey, you know that woman that owns that house over there? Yeah, look, I was there the other day, and we should all go over there. We'll get a free feed. Yeah, that's what they're going to talk about. Yeah, that's what they'll talk about. Anything else anybody wants to say? I can't believe I'm interpreting what a cat's saying. Anything else you want to say, just type it in. Goldberg, up late. It's better than being up early. Believe you me. I'm not an early person. I'm not a morning person. I'm definitely not a morning person. I'm a night person. Seriously. Are you a day or a night person? I'd love to know what the rest of you are. It'd be very interesting. And I'm not used to cats. Only ever had dogs. The cat screamed on its way out. Ah, it screamed? It was throwing a tantrum? A cat throwing a tantrum? Well, I never. Oh, well. The cat wanted to stay with you and probably watch some telly with you, catch up on Bold and the Beautiful with you, and, all that sort of stuff. Yeah. Night and day. Oh, you're a night and day person, Ronnie. What time do most of you people go to bed? This will be interesting. If I told you what time I go to bed, you'll freak out. So I won't say it. But let's say it's very late. Very, very late. What time do these viewers here on Goldberg Up Late, which for me is very early, but it's called Up Late, what time do you guys go to bed? Is it 12 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 1 o'clock? My neighbours here in Goldberg Manor, I think they're going to bed at about 12:30. All their lights go off. They don't complain about the balcony lights here, as you can see behind me, being on. They don't complain. It's odd. Who said between 1 and 5? Oh, Ronnie, same as me, mate. I thought I was late. Oh, wow. Wow. Okay, well, that's what I'm doing too, Ronnie, between 1 and 5. More towards the 5 than the 1. I do things with overseas, and my family's overseas, so obviously our night is their day, and I get sent messages and I have to respond and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, we get talking and everything. 1 o'clock is not usual for me. You mean unusual for you? Unusual? What time does Brian go to bed, Karen? What time does Mr. S go to bed? He has to get up early, doesn't he, for the lifts? If you're just joining us, we're live in Australia, live from the eastern suburbs of Sydney, Australia. I've got an Australian accent, obviously. And we do this regularly, a little bit more regular than a box of laxatives, but we do this regularly. This is a show about absolutely no topic. You just say what you got to say, and we'll talk about it. But I'm up at 7:30 and in by the... Oh, wow. So you're only getting sometimes 2.5 hours sleep, Ronnie. Wow. And then you're an hour and a half and you're back into work. You're still in Oxford Street, right? The office? He is sleeping now, the baby. Oh, is he? Sleeping? Oh, it's 11:45. Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, well, yeah. Okay. He's sleeping. So what time do the rest of you... Got quite a few people watching this, but not many people are participating. Probably a bit too shy, but type in the number. What time you go to bed? What's your usual time for bed? I'm curious to know. I think everyone would be curious to know what other people are doing for their bedtime. What time do you go to bed? And I definitely put... Do all of you guys... This will be interesting. Do all of you guys put on Do Not Disturb onto your phone? I do. Because if I didn't, I tell you what, just this board alone would be waking me up day in and day out, all odd hours. Seriously, it just gets beyond a joke sometimes. So I have a Do Not Disturb on every night. 11 o'clock for Nikki. They're knocking a house down across the road, and at 7 a.m. this morning, the whole house was vibrating. Thank goodness the house is flattened now. Well, hopefully it's not your house that's flattened. And check for cracks, because when you have foundation movements, cracks start appearing. It's a known fact, even after an earthquake, or when there's vibration from a house being smashed down, and you can claim that on your insurance, I suppose, or against the builder across the road. You should always check that. Always check it from the ceiling down the walls. Hello, Melissa Katz. I'm glad you love the show. Powered by RealStream and brought to you by Product Name. The name behind the product, behind the name. People ask me, they stop me in the street and they say, what's Product Name? I said, well, it's the name behind the product, behind the name. It's a company called Product Name. They don't understand it. I don't know. I don't get it. Hey, I was up at Eastgate today, and I was surprised that the shop, the cafe, or the restaurant, whatever it is, upstairs there, along from where Lowe's used to be, or is, I can't remember if I saw Lowe's or not. Anyway, on the corner there, near the post office, is gone. What happened? When did that go? And Just Cuts have gone as well. Upstairs there, but they're renovating the front of the place. Looks good, actually. But when did that cafe restaurant go? I was very, very surprised to see. I wanted to go there, and it's gone. Looks like it's long gone. So I don't know. It's just really weird. Really, really weird. There's so many places suffering because of this COVID thing, you know. So many. Unfortunately, we're going to see a whole stack more going down. And the problem is that we also face is that when this entire COVID thing is finished, which is going to be a while yet, but when it's totally finished, people are now in the habit of buying things online. Well, not food, obviously, like stuff that you want to buy and eat right away, but clothing, shopping, normal shopping, like, you know, whatever it could be, like, I don't know, shoes, clothes, whatever. They're going to do it online. And to get them back out of the habit is going to be so hard to do. And I don't think they'll ever go back to where it was in popularity to do bricks and mortar shopping. I think a lot more companies are going to close their doors and go online, more so than ever, even though they're all online now. Because even before COVID, if you saw the statistics of online shopping, it's the graph is just going steep like that. And if you see what it is now with COVID, it's just out of this world. It's just totally mind-boggling. We've never had it so easy to shop online. Never. And, you know, back in the 90s, before the internet really hit the public, there was no such thing. We were using big chunky mobile phones, fax machines, and, you know, it'd be a real novelty to see a home delivery of any type. Although Chinese restaurants did home delivery in the 70s, I remember. But now, anything and everything. I'm just reading some of the comments here. I've got so many screens open here because there's so many things I've got to read. Nikki says, yes, I do most of my clothes shopping online. Same here. Look, if you know your size and you're buying something like a Converse shoe or an Adidas or a Nike, you know what your size is. You don't have to go and try anything on because you already know what your exact size is. Like Converse, I always buy Converse. Actually, I've got Converse 1 Star on now, right? I know my size. I just shop online and see what the good prices are. And, you know, the other day I got it for $28. You know, usually $130. I got it for $28. And that was including free delivery, I think. Or $5 for delivery or whatever. That is so damn cheap for Converse. But genuine Converse shoes. And these are the 1 Stars, which I've never seen the price like that ever before. And they fit perfectly. I can tell if they're fake. I've had plenty to know. And they're not fake. They're real. Hi, Hillary. Welcome to the show. Hello, Adam. Hi, Bruce. Long-time listener, first-time caller. Oh, that's great to have you on board, Adam. That's great. What are your thoughts on the amount of bus stops in the area, particularly on Military Road? The lack of bus stops or the too many bus stops where the bus stops every 2 seconds? Can you just explain that one, Adam? It's good to have you on board too, by the way. It's really good. I welcome anyone on board with us and everybody on board the Goldberg bus, the 389. There you go. Or the 382 or 380 or 387. We used to have one called the 333, which went from Old South Head Road Cemetery as well, but I think they got rid of that. Military Road is a nightmare at the stretch down to the beach. Cars parked on both sides. Can hardly get up and down. And yeah, that's right. It's too narrow. Military Road is just way too narrow. Yeah, I know exactly what you mean, Karen. And there's curves there too, dangerous curves. So if there's a bus coming, you got to pull right over. I've done that in the Goldberg Batmobile. Yeah, it's always been like that, though. I mean, it hasn't changed. I mean, you know, goes back to the days of the double-deckers that was doing that. So, you know, good to be here, Bruce. You are way too many, one every 50 meters. Oh, I see what you mean. Yes, there are. Yeah, it's always been like that, Adam. One every, 50 meters is just too much. Yeah, it's called overdoing it. You know, but then if they take them away, people are going to whinge, oh, you took out my local bus stop away. Oh. I mean, they've had that on TV already in the local area where the corner of, where was it? The bus stop at Marivary Road and what's right at the end of Marivary Road towards Dover Heights? What's that street called again? I've forgotten. Anyway, there's a whole lot of retirement people there that were on the current affair and they took the bus stop away. So that's what's going to happen if they take all those bus stops away. People are going to whinge and go onto media and everything. Oh, they took my bus stop away. That's what's going to happen. So, you know, it's damned if you do, damned if you don't. That's the sort of thing that's going to happen there. I really think, though, around the eastern suburbs, they should have double-decker buses like they do on the North Shore. And it's very, very successful. It's called the B1 line or something, B line. It's the yellow buses, and they work a charm. They should have them from Bondi Beach. They should do it here in the east. It's a successful, proven, working format, and it works, and they should do it here. We used to have double-deckers. I remember as a kid, the green and brown ones, and there's old photos that we put up of them. They used to have them. And then they had the blue Leylands, the blue and white Leylands. And then they got rid of them. I mean, it's probably the same genius that spent billions of dollars putting tram tracks down to get something from point A to point B, and yet a bus can do that. Could have put a double-decker bus on the Anzac parade there to do what the trams do. It's not rocket science, and it wouldn't have cost billions of dollars to do. I think we were hoodwinked into that one. I think someone from the tram company was a very good salesman, took them out for lunch or something or dinner and wined and dined them and got their way. They've even got trams, believe it or not, and most of you wouldn't know this, but they've got trams up in Newcastle too now, similar to the ones in Sydney. So if you ever go up to Newcastle, don't think you're seeing things near Hunter Street there and near Nobby's Head. There are trams in Newcastle. That would have cost a squillion too. They're brand new, just like the Sydney ones, but they were launched a little bit before the Sydney ones. So it looks strange. It looks absolutely weird. I feel like I'm in Melbourne when I'm driving along Anzac Parade now. Do you see that idiot that on TV that went through the tram tunnel, the one that's dug underneath Sydney Boys High School? They've gone up the wrong way in that tunnel. You shouldn't even be going in that tunnel in the first place as a car, but it looks tempting. It does look tempting to drive in that tunnel, but I would never do it. Karen says, what? I noticed the other day that the bar that is on the beach has closed down, or certainly looked like it had. Which bar? There's one in the Pacific that's just gone on the market for sale. You know, the Pacific where above Fish Bowl. There's quite a few bars for sale in Bondi. There's heaps of cafes and bars for sale. They're really, really struggling. I mean, it's bad enough that it's winter and they struggle during winter. And you've got a massive area opposite you called water where the population can't live. And you don't sell to fish or sharks. So it's not as good as you might think it is to open a shop on Bondi Beach. Pasta Pantry tried it and they pulled the plug on it. They closed it down. I've also been told that Pasta Pantry is going to be... They've closed the one up at Westfield, where it was in the food court, and they're going to open it near Coles, where that current Italian place is, near the escalator there, Hillary. You'll see it. And Patterson's next door is up for sale. There you go. I get paranoid now sitting at Patterson's if I'm going to sit there. I think like someone's going to jump off the top and land on my table or me. I get paranoid. It's just put that thought into my mind that someone's going to do it. Karen says next to the takeaway on the beach. The one right literally on the beach. Oh, bucket list. You mean the bucket list? It's gone? The bucket list is gone. Well, they're probably closed up for winter. Nothing happens down there in winter. All you see is backpackers and Deliveroo, Uber Eat bike riders now sitting outside McDonald's waiting for the next order. You mean the bucket list? I thought you meant Campbell Parade. Yeah, can you imagine the rent there at Bucket List? Can you imagine how much that would cost? I mean, it'd just be astronomical. And half the year, you're running at less than half the capacity because it's winter. And if you get a bad summer where it's raining and it's crap weather, you're screwed. You're totally screwed. So you work like a dog during summer to pay for the rent to cover you during winter, which is ridiculous. I wouldn't do that. That's too risky. Way too risky. In case there's a bad summer, then you're really screwed. The pavilion is closed for upgrades, says Ronnie. Yeah, that's been... Oh, man. There's been protests about that and everything. The guy from the Hoodoo Gurus has been involved in the protests and all that stuff. And the beach was closed for a while during COVID, yeah. And don't be surprised if it closes again. I mean, who thinks that we're going to get done again? Who thinks that we're going to have to go into lockdown again? I do. I'll put my hand up. I think we will. I don't think we can stop it coming over the border. It's too late. Too late to close those damn borders. Way too late. How good is Milky Lane? It is good, Nikki. The owner, Christian Avant, is a member of our group and he contributes quite often. He's a very nice guy. I like Milky Lane, I should say. Milky Lane's really good. It's a cross between Penny Lane and the Milky Bar kid. Milky Lane, that's what I think of. But their hamburgers are amazing, and their drinks are incredible. So he's got branches in Crow's Nest, Cronulla, the main one in Kahlua Street. He's everywhere. Milky Lane rocks. And Christian, if you're watching, hello to you. He lives in Rose Bay, the owner of the whole lot. So yeah, give Milky Lane a go. It's absolutely fantastic. Believe what Nikki's telling you and what I'm telling you. It is. I didn't know Nikki goes there. It is fantastic food. I'm a burger fan. Mel Beta says lockdowns coming for sure. Yep, I agree with you on that one. I hope not. Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, I think it's just common sense. It's going to spread. Great place, and music is on point. Yeah, the music's. I mean, I go there for the food. I mean, can't remember the burger. What's the burger I order there? They had these lime spiders there the other day. What did they have? I can't remember all of them because I go there quite a bit. They had a lime. Oh, what was it? Was it Aero or something? Aero lime spiders or something? I don't know. Anyway, look, Milky Lane is a very big success story, and good on Christian for what he did. And he's a great boss, I hear too. Word gets around. Nothing like working for a really bad boss. You know what I mean? But Christian's pretty cool. Christian had one of his cleaners fall asleep and went to sleep lying on the bench or something or other inside one of the restaurants, and he was cool with it. It was in all the newspapers and everywhere, and he was cool with it, providing the guy, didn't drive. How good's that for a boss? The cocktails are amazing. Yeah, the drinks are. How often do you go there, Nikki? Do you go to the Kahlua Street one, I would imagine? He had fairy floss in it. Yeah. I saw that, the fairy floss. Yeah, it's very creative, their drinks, the way they do their lime spiders and all those milkshakey things. But the burgers are good too. Burgers are really, really good. Speaking of burgers, did I hear there was a burger shop maybe going to be opening somewhere around the area? Another one? Did I hear that? I don't know. Someone must have told me that. Someone did. Yes, you go to the Kahlua Street one. Yeah, that's his first and main one. Yeah, Kahlua. He's up in Queensland now too, I believe. He's franchising up all around the place. He's got branches everywhere you go. The one in Cronulla does pretty good. I go past that when I go for a drive down to Cronulla. Yeah, that's doing pretty well down there. Just before, what's the name of that beach? Not Cronulla Beach, not Wanda Beach. It's the other one. Along further, is it South Cronulla? It's near this really big fish and chip shop is. Just down the road from that. Anyway, it's always busy with people outside sitting down at these little, round stools. Yeah, it's a big success story. That's been in all the media. It's always in the media. Oh, he's in Star City too. Wow, Christian's a man about town. Well, if you ever see Christian on our board, tell him, because he's always on our board. He lives locally. He lives in Rose Bay. He's a Rose Bay boy. He has been tempted to open one in Rose Bay, but, there's no foot trade. And foot trade isn't the only thing that you look for, but it's very important to get the right foot trade. I'm surprised no one's taken the old Secret Garden. I'm very surprised no one's taken that yet to put something there. Very, very surprised. It's a very big premises, I suppose, and nothing's ever worked. So, but I'm still very surprised that no one's taken over anything there at all. Has anyone gone to Snap Fitness? The new one in Rose Bay? I go past it. Looks pretty good, but I haven't seen anyone really in it. I've seen maybe 2 or 3 people. That was it. Has anyone tried Snap? I'd be curious to know if you've been to Snap. Not printing, but gym. There's a Snap printing at Bondi Junction, I think. Well, there was. What else is going on, folks? Anything else taking place in your neck of the woods in the east? Double Bay, Bondi, Rose Bay, Vaucluse, the richest areas of Australia. What's been going on? But I went up to I was up Westfield today too, and the car park is still for free, but it is stopping soon. But it was packed. The car park was packed. That is good. They should take note of that. The car park brings more business, but unfortunately, people do abuse it and go into the city by train, and they park there all day, and that's why they had to bring the paid parking in. But it was packed in there. I found it hard to get a car spot. Very hard. And that was at 3 o'clock this afternoon. And school holidays. And it's still packed. So what's going on? Remember back in the day, the place in Double Bay that had the waiter and waitress? Yep, that was the soda bar. I remember that. That's just near where Indigo is. It's in that little, on that corner there, in that little plaza-y sort of thing. Yeah, it was called the Soda Bar. Soda Bar or hang on. Yeah, it was called the Soda Bar. I know one of the people that worked there actually was on the roller skates. So, yeah, that was around in the 70s and 80s. And I remember when Riviera ice cream used to be in the arcade, and it used to be packed. Now it's in Goldman Lane in Double Bay, and it's just dead. It's only a very small little store. If you blink, you miss it. But, yeah, they served you and you sit. It was like a 60s or 50s out thing. They've got there's a restaurant with that same sort of setup over in Kirribilli. What's it called? I've been to it. And you sit there, and the girl dresses in the old 60s looking, American Happy Days TV show, Arnold's sort of outfit. And it's all Americanized, and it's great. It's really good. It's good food there. I can't remember the name of the place in Kirribilli. It's just up from Stir Crazy Thai. Oh, I can't remember the name of the place. Is it Batch? I think it's called Batch. Yeah, it is. It's called Batch, I think. Batch. Yeah, I think it's called Batch. The drugstore. That's the one. The drugstore. That's what it used to be called. That's right. What did I say? Soda store or club or something. I don't know. No. Yeah, it was called the drugstore. That's right. And they served you on roller skates. Yeah. Yeah, it never took off, though. That's the problem with it. It just didn't take off. Yeah, see, Double Bay is an older demographic. It's old money. And when you got something novelty like that, it's not going to work. Or it's unlikely to work. I mean, do you remember that that place that used to be, wasn't that long ago, where kids' stuff is now, or next to it? Used to have jazz. It was a jazz restaurant. That didn't work. It was a good idea, though, but didn't work either. And they've tried nightclubs all the time down there where the old Fisherman's Lodge is. Hasn't worked. The Embassy and all those other ones. It's an older demo. Although, contradicting that, the Sheaf gets kids on Wednesday nights. But you can't survive on just Wednesday nights. One night a week. So the Sheaf's got, people coming and going. And it's got a proper restaurant there to cater for that older demographic. But it's very tricky. They're very finicky and very fiddly, trying to cater for people at Rose Bay and Double Bay and Vaucluse. It's just a very finicky population, which you could think that the idea is going to really take off, and it falls flat on its face. And we've seen plenty of those around. Look at Jack's Burgers. And there's a few more, unfortunately, that are going to fall. And I don't have to tell you which ones they are. I'm sure you can work them out. I already know one that's on the knife's edge now. I won't say which one, but you just got to think about which one it could be. And I'm not going to give it away. I'm not going to tell you because I don't want legal repercussions for saying it. But there is definitely one on the knife's edge that's going to go any tick of the clock. It's just a matter of it won't see. I doubt it will see Christmas. I doubt very much it will see Christmas. It might be a few like that. I don't know. I've been told all sorts of things by certain sources about certain places, and Yeah, it just makes you wonder how they're surviving. Even before COVID, it was just not happening. Wasn't even enough to pay the staff. So, look how many times 809 tried. Cafe Espresso, 1 and 2, Little Bay, 809. I can name them all. What else was it called? It's wrong demographic, wrong area for the food that they're trying to serve, or music pumping out of the place. You don't do that with older people. It puts them off straight away. Puts them off. I'm just looking here at some other comments on our board. Very interesting comments. Anything else anyone wants to say? Say it now, or forever, I should say. Hold your breath. I'll just give you a few seconds to write something in to that board. Tell us what's been going on, and wherever you're watching us or listening to us live on now a Saturday morning here in Sydney's eastern suburbs, Australia. Got to keep saying that, folks, because we're broadcasting all around the world. Anything else happening, folks? Well, you have a good weekend. Don't forget the Aerogard. It's a spray to keep flies away, if you didn't know. And I'll see you next time. Until then, good night.
You've just been watching Goldberg Live, brought to you by Product Name. The name behind the product, behind the name.
Nurse.
Yeah, I'll come back now. You hear?
This has been a Mad Ways presentation, darling.